The engines have started, F9 has hit cinemas, and the only thing this movie did for me was drive me up the fucking wall. My name is Tom, and this is Tom's Take. Hey there guys, if you haven't been here before, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. And a couple of you actually requested that I leave a list or make a video about this in the comments of my Fast 9 review. So this isn't a hate video, I'm just giving the people what they want. And if you loved Fast 9 and you're a big fan of this franchise and you love that movie, then good on you. I'm really happy that, you know, someone got enjoyment out of the film. I did not, unfortunately. And if you haven't seen my review yet, go and see that review to get my full thoughts on the movie. Now, the other disclaimer I have to give is this video will contain major spoilers for the film. So if you haven't seen the film yet and you don't want to be spoiled, come back later and watch this video then. The Fast and the Furious franchise has been ridiculous. They've always had ridiculous moments or scenes or big set pieces in their movies. I totally understand that, and I've enjoyed the most of them for what they are. But Fast 9, I felt like it was just a bad movie, and it was just all straight up stupid. In my personal opinion, you might feel differently than I do, and that's perfectly okay. So let's get into it. The top 5 scenes in Fast and Furious 9 that were just too ridiculous. So I'm gonna start out with something that happens in the opening of in the opening act of the movie. This is where they're in the jungle and Tyrese Gibson is walking around. He's got a gun and they're being hunted by all these soldiers, and it's a big shootout basically. And Tyrese Gibson starts making a joke about how he and the crew are kind of invincible. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's kind of funny because we all make fun of the Fast and Furious franchise characters for, never really getting hurt. But that really only works up until a certain point. And the opening act of this movie, you have like 15 soldiers shooting at Tyrese Gibson's character. And yes, he's wearing a bulletproof vest, but he doesn't have a scratch on him. And at a certain point, you're like, that dude should have like 25 holes in him. He should be dead by now. You'd think one of these soldiers would have thought, actually aim for the head. Apparently not. But that was a scene to me that right from that scene I went, I think I know exactly what I'm getting with this movie. So following on from that scene, at the end of kind of a big car chase through the forest and to these cliff faces, which I actually thought was quite a fun sequence. That whole chase, you had Letty on the motorbike, you had Dom in the car, you had Dom's brother, John Cena, chasing them. I actually found that little bit of this entire opening act kind of fun. But then you get to the point, and it's in the trailer as well, where Dominic Toretto's driving the car. They come to the edge of the cliff. There's a rope bridge that's now broken, and Dom revs the car, shoots over the edge of the cliff. Somehow the car catches hold of the rope, and he's able to swing across the chasm. Look, I get it. These movies aren't supposed to obey the laws of physics, but that was a moment that I sort of went, I just didn't find it fun. This movie in particular has no stakes because everything is so heightened and it's so stupid, and you don't really care about it's really hard to care about the characters because they're all invincible. They're not gonna die. And I get it, some people might say, well, if you watch a Superman movie, Superman's not gonna die, or if you watch a Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man's not gonna die. It's like, yes, you do, but those movies for the most part do a good job of at least making you think there might be a chance that these characters could get injured. In the Fast and Furious franchise, especially in Fast 9, really especially in Fast 9, there's absolutely no chance these characters are even getting a remote scratch on their heads, let alone there's a chance of them actually dying. Okay, so now I want to jump to the third act of the movie. I want to jump to the finale of the film, because you have this extended long action sequence where all the gang are in their cars and they're all using magnets. And I actually liked the way they used magnets in the movie. Yes, it's stupid and ridiculous. And yes, I'm complaining about it being stupid and ridiculous, but I actually thought that was kind of fun, the way they used and utilized magnets in the movie, especially that moment where they use the magnet on John Cena when he's in his car and his car just flies through a building and slams into their truck. I thought that was actually kind of a cool scene and one of the most exciting scenes in the movie, of which there are not many. But I want to jump to the very end of that entire chase scene. Dominic Toretto is in the armored vehicle. He's trying to get the device that will stop John Cena from uploading a virus to Europe or something. And Cypher, Charlize Theron's character, is in a drone, and she's shooting missiles at this armored truck that Dom is in as it's, driving around a cliff face. And at a certain point, I'm like, come on, is that armored truck really that indestructible? And it goes, she hits it 3 or 4 times, and it goes over the edge, and Dom jumps out, rolls along the road, and does almost like a superhero landing. And once again, it just goes to prove that Dominic Toretto is the most invincible character, the most powerful character in all of cinema history. I mean, Dominic Toretto, and I'll get to this in my next point, but Dominic Toretto could defeat Thanos if Thanos had a fully powered Infinity Gauntlet. Because not even the Infinity Gauntlet can withstand the might of family. So there's a scene in the movie where they're in this underground bunker thing, and they're trying to escape all of John Cena's, men, all the soldiers. And Dominic Toretto's literally fighting 30 guys at once. And just as they start to get the upper hand, it's almost like through the power of Grayskull, Dominic Toretto almost becomes the Incredible Hulk, and he grabs chains that are hanging down from the ceiling and literally pulls the fucking roof down on top of them, killing them all. Somehow it kills all the dudes, but it doesn't end up killing Dominic Toretto. That to me was okay, Vin, I get it. I get what you're trying to do, but at a certain point, it's too much, and this is just getting a little too dumb now. How dumb can we get with these things? Because Dominic Toretto is just a dude. He's not a superhero. He's not the Hulk. Dominic Toretto's a street racing thug. He's a grease monkey. Why is he now the Incredible Hulk? If Dominic Toretto showed up at the Battle of Avengers Endgame, you wouldn't need the rest of the Avengers. Dominic Toretto would take on Thanos and his entire army and kill Thanos at the same time. I'm convinced of it. And the fifth and final most ridiculous moment in this movie to me was the space sequence. We've been joking for a long time that Fast and Furious is eventually going to go to space. And they did it. But it wasn't anywhere near as cool as it could have been. I don't know about you, and maybe you loved it. Again, I'm not trying to yuck on anyone's yum with this video. I'm just having some fun here. But Tyrese and Ludacris are in a car that has a rocket attached to it, and they're in space because they got to try and stop this satellite. And they just blast themselves through the satellite to stop it. And somehow they survive. How long were they up there for? We kept saying, eventually Fast and Furious franchise is going to go to space. They're going to do cars in space. They're going to do it. But then when they actually did it, you're like, that's really? Why? And I found myself this entire movie with things that happened just going, why? And I get it. I'm a fan of this franchise for the most part. I actually enjoyed Fast 8. I really enjoyed Fast 8. I love Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw is probably my favorite movie in this entire franchise of characters and movies, right? Hobbs and Shaw is probably my favorite. And that movie's ridiculous. Idris Elba's a fucking cyborg in that movie. How much more ridiculous do you need to get? So this is coming from a guy who loves some of these movies, deeply loves some of these movies, and even then Fast 9 was too much for me. And I get it, some people are saying, you shouldn't go into this movie expecting too much, but there is a point where you just cross a certain line at a certain point of, okay, it's too stupid, it's too unbelievable now. This movie's kind of lost any sense of realism, if you will. But look, I get it. Most people want to go to these movies, turn their brain off, and just watch Dominic Toretto in a car and things blowing up. I understand that completely. If you loved Fast 9, good on you. Genuinely, I'm happy for people that really went to Fast 9 and really, really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I was not one of them. But anyway, guys, I want to know in the comment section below, what are some of your favorite scenes or some of the scenes you thought were the most ridiculous in a good or a bad way? Because ridiculous doesn't have to necessarily mean bad. Like I said, using the example from Fast 9, the whole magnet sequence, as ridiculous as it is, I thought that was kind of entertaining, and I actually enjoyed that sequence in the movie. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. My name is Tom. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies, and I will see you guys next time.